So if you have that your design, you have your design, you have your solution, you create, if you are a genuine creator of value, you will get these people and they will invest into your, it becomes a business and they will invest into your business. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. We can't hear you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Sorry, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's all right. Mr. Lawal, sir. Mr. Lawal. So you now see, because sometimes it may be difficult for people to know what I do. You see me shoot a lot of things very regularly. That is my pastime. But under what we are doing right now, I'm inside my code. And that has been my life all day one, from day one. And all day I have to code because I have problems and issues I have to resolve through programming. So that's just my side thing. So sometimes I have people who don't even know what to do. And Innovationbed is such that
because you are a coder.
you really need to be a part of it. You need to understand to be able to follow, because it's a story I cannot tell only myself unless people who have been in it. And that's why I'm happy today that the base is broadening, and I'm happy for that. Mr. Lawal incidentally happened to be my auditor, and even as auditors, they may not even know what you do. So I'm happy he's here, and I need your word, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I hope I'm audible.
Very well, very well, very well, sir.
You are right on the spot when you say you don't really know what you do. And you observe many times I still do question you. I know the finished product in the market.
Yes.
And each time I see you in Geneva, New York, I always envy that this man had finished and they are only paying him for what he did. But now I understand better. I now see that you are really creating, like giving back, looking back to pick some people somewhere who have value, but they don't know how to turn it to money. You are really giving the exposure. What I can say is that there are so many youths, even around me, I have many of them, who had gone for so many, on training to be a programmer. And what, if I even invited one or two to this, I'm sure because I didn't give them so much notice. That's why they are not on board, because I've been looking out for them. I know one or two who went to the digital college in Shodi. They finished, and I am kind of, what is the next step now? So there are so many of them like that who had learned programming, but the mentality is still looking for job. They don't really have someone who give direction, who can give suggestion. With my attendance of this webinar, I think I can be a little help to them. Because I now see that first of all, you have to create something.
You have to create something.
When you have an inspiration to create something, you now have an opportunity where it can be, you have a forum where it can be escalated for you and you can get value for money. And even listening to everybody, some suggestions are really coming to my mind that I know I can tell these guys. It's been very fulfilling. In fact, I appreciate so much being invited for this show. And now when I see Mr. Amos, I can understand more.
Could you buy no law?
Otherwise, what's this man doing? That's just, when we are talking of doing this job, even from our own professional side, I'm wondering what is it this man wants to project. And when he told me he's into this project, I said, wow, dollars and pound sterling should have been rolling in from supporters of the project. But apparently, the project is not even designed to work that way. Rather, it's supposed to work from the other side, create value. Then you can get where the dollar will come in. I thought some people will be pouring the dollar, go and develop people. Pouring the dollar in, that go and help people develop. Go and help people develop. I think we should get to that level because that's what we need in Nigeria here. So many interested youths, but access to developing themselves is even not there. Here you are looking for a finished product who will create value. But there are so many who has the potential, but cannot even go to the training school or where they can develop themselves. So maybe with time, you will get to that level where your partners can be so confident in you and you can be given grants to develop some youths with good potential that eventually can be value creators, that can be pioneers, where those people you brought from the scratch yourself. Yeah, you may have to get there.
Thank you.
Unlike now, where people will be already made, then create a value before they come into the Innovationbed circuits. I hope I'm communicating something.
Very well, sir. Thank you so very much, sir. I think you are very correct there, sir, because some of my colleagues as World Summit Awards national experts can bear me witness that is the passion of what we do that drives us. I still have Olivier in the house. All these things we are doing are sheer volunteerism. And because we are from Africa, and particularly the Nigerian that I am, I say one thing is I do not merit begging anyone for any help, because with my head and my knowledge capital, I use this to do all the things I've ever done in life. Whether there's a government or no government, I don't care. And that is why this program has been successful. If I were to hinge it on politics and leadership and government people, it would never have worked. I would never have recorded the kind of records that Nigeria has made in the last 10 years. And for us to have achieved all that record in the last 10 years, this new and brand new decade is a different ball game entirely. And that is why we are going to the field. We are creating incubation across the regions. And this is the time I need the help of any state government that knows what such institutions wants to achieve. They should inexpensively institute the World Summit Awards local hubs in each of the states. And we'll begin to put on them reskilling, upskilling programs, 100% virtual. All they need is just data, and the government should be able to support them for it. If the government it will not be there to help them in terms of data, the basic cost of platform and everything about what we need to do with the children or with the youths, then such governments can really not talk to us, because we don't talk to any government at all cost. We go at this little pace. And people who are already talking to us are people, they are understanding, and we actually can understand the mutual benefit of what we are doing in their various regions and the impact it could create. And that is why we don't put up middlemen on what we are doing. The middleman will be looking at what is the need for him or her, when I've not even seen any such, and that is not my model. So it is actually a very straightforward program that any state we can actually institute an incubation to run. In the end, we have tested this and we are going live, and they're going to realize that we are regrowing these people, and we are going to direct them to the digital services possible in their regions without even leaving their country or leaving their states. And they are not seeking for jobs because in the first place, I'm not a school. We are not here as a school. You've gone to school. We are reskilling you for you to make yourself relevant and usable for yourself and to your immediate community. And that is the entire thing about what Innovationbed is all about. I say we missed it and we have to go back and dress up our beds. That's the whole thing. And I'm very happy that at this stage, Mr. Yamele can also see that as it's affecting every other sector, we can also realize what is happening currently amongst the youth in your sector. But you see, the sector of the creative arts, as the word implies, creative arts, it can be for good, it can be for bad. What we need to tame at this moment, the bad side of it has to be properly tamed. And it will take you, the veterans, the pioneers of that industry, to tame the negative impacts of that sector. Otherwise, it's already turning to something else. It is actually that digital disruption, that technological advancement and the disruption that has impacted the creative arts industry. People now don't have a focus of what they need to do. And the common things you see today are sex tapes. Everybody has become a media and journalist on the internet. And their contents start to finish are almost valueless. And this is the kind of thing, it will take that same industry to rethink and correct by encouraging more and instituting programs that can actually benefit and correct these newer generations. Because my problem is with the newer generations. They don't have the kind of content that the pioneer and veterans already have. And those ones are the ones that need to put that base that they need to ride on to project the sector going forward. So if Mr. Yamele has a word for us at this point, particularly for some of the youths in that sector, because you can't stop them. That is one sector that you don't need to go to the university and you're a superstar. The whole thing is that as a human being, you are entitled to being prosperous. It's not a crime. So if your work of art can give you that opportunity, which you can get in the Nollywood, why not? So we should crave towards that direction than making sure that seeing that they're actually taking a negative impact to see the prosperity of the sector, which would now damage the image in the end. If Mr. Yamele can help me here.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Amos. We're still here.
Thank you.
I'm also very particular about the fact that we got goodwill messages from some of the state governments represented here. Thank you. That's quite encouraging for us here. So looking at this, basically, they say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. This tomorrow is the yesterday is the today we talked about yesterday.
We passed it.
We passed it.
So it means we're living in tomorrow as we speak. We're living in tomorrow as we speak. So we need to take the future in our hands. The point really for us is to just create deterrents for vices. That's the most important thing. Must create deterrents for vices. For example, the hush puppy issue. I like the fact that it's being communicated, online. People are saying the fact that, look, why do you want to live your life with the same creative ingenuity that you have? Why would you rather channel it to, dubious arts, and then you kind of have some enjoyment, but they are short-lived? Would you rather want to live that kind of life? So the creativity is that really, whatever the ingenuity that you have should be channeled towards resources and line of thoughts that can make you have impact in your immediate environment and by extension, the larger environment. It's a global village. So whatever you're doing right now, has a lot of impact across board. So for the younger ones, the youth, I like one of the guys, I can't remember his name now, who mentioned something about the fact that, what's ICT or the global digital solution doing towards politics, involving the youth. I know that I'm on a particular panel at the moment. We're trying to work out something about artificial intelligence towards making impact, on the next forthcoming general elections in 2023. Yeah, that's where capacity also comes through. Whatever you're engaging yourself with, understand that technology, what is technology really? Technology is the knowledge that you use to profess solution to a problem. The knowledge. So when that knowledge is repeatedly done, it is called solution. When that solution is repeatedly done, it is called technology.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
So that's basically what it is. So there are a lot of solutions hanging because it has not been tried, it has not been tested, it has not been trusted. It has to be done repeatedly before we can call it an innovation, and then it can now become a solution.
That's
which
right.
is the technology we're
That's
talking
right.
about. So
That's right.
that's what we're trying to do with our industry right now. Whatever creative content or capacity that you have, you must gear towards impact in the society. We must also try to bridge the gap, because that's where, this is your analysis of Antonio K and the taxi park. It is nostalgic for me because somehow that park is still there. That park is still there, but there are too many businesses that have been taken out of that park, and ignorantly, a lot of them do not even know about it. They will just say market is not going well. Though.
That's it.
The market is not going well. But meanwhile, businesses have been taken. Who will go and queue? Who will even need to get to Anthony Parks to get a taxi to Israel? So
Thank you.
back to the creative sector.
Yeah.
I'm saying that whatever content you're going to create, ensure that it has impact in the society. Ensure it also follows the legal environment for business, so that whatever you're creating has a long-lasting impact, and you can also get remunerated, while you're doing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very well, Mr. Ayamele, and thank you. Oh, great! I have in the house some newer people that I'm sure people are just looking at time. I have in the house a daughter, and she's also, she was very familiar with your creative industry way back in her earlier projects in life. She's Mrs. Cinderella Ochu. She just joined us from South Africa. She's actually she's a PhD candidate at the University of Johannesburg University or thereabouts. I'm sure she would describe and introduce herself better. And also in the house, I have a very prominent diaspora actor, artist, producer, Taiwo Shulanke. I'm sure he's having a show in Houston soon. So let me just go first to Taiwo Shulanke. That is Jimmy Shulanke's son, I understand, and he should be living up to the expectation of the senior doyen that we all know in the industry. So you're welcome, Mr. Taiwo Shulanke.
Good day, everybody. I'm sure it's
can we see his face, please?
Okay, sorry, Taiwo, can we see your face? They want to see your face.
Okay. Really briefly, though, but that's
very well, yeah.
Like that. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Just about to start work, so this is going to be going concurrently with work for me.
Oh, that's all right. That's why we never want to do too much of US people today. Go ahead, sir. Please, thank you, and thanks greatly for the honor.
You're welcome. I'm honored to.
Okay, great. So before the session, I will still be there. Before the session, we've shared quite a lot. I have in the house Mr. Uchenna Yamele. You will also know this face. Mr. Uchenna, can you introduce yourself to Mr. Shulanke? I'm sure he should also know the face. Okay, I'm sure he's been mobile, but at any rate, we shared quite a lot about technology and how technology can actually help the creative and film industry. And we're particularly looking at the right partnership, what's the best ideas. Perhaps from what you do, because I know even on the event program, I shared your banner for the event you're having in Houston. Can you just share with us what you do and what is this all about, and what exactly can the tech ecosystem do to help the veterans of this industry? Mr. Taiwo Shulanke.
All right. Thank you very much for this honor once again. First and foremost, I'm a producer, director, actor. Currently, I have a movie that just finished showing in cinemas in Nigeria. It's called Over Her Dead Body. It's a mother-in-law syndrome type of situation. And we're currently showcasing it across the United States. We just finished Houston about a week ago, and then we're doing Dallas, Maryland, all the other states. Now, how the technology can help. First and foremost, I mean, just transferring files, getting the huge files that these movies we shoot, transferring from one place to another without having to hold it in your hand and all of that. And then you try to edit and do some stuff and you have to go back to. So storage cloud is important, how for us to be able to, wherever you are in the world, go back to what you recorded or what you shot on site and whatever, and be able to work with it. Technology as far as the editing equipment we use, where you don't have to log a whole huge stuff around anymore. You can just have one laptop, go anywhere you are, log into your cloud, pull up whatever scenes and whatever you have, you know, and you can work from anywhere.
That's right.
So that really helps, and that's from just the perspective of production and just, you know, getting the work done. Marketing, I see that a lot of people are doing a lot more from the social media perspective, which I really enjoy. There are a lot of young, innovative people now sharing stories or trying to tell their stories with short clips, comically, some really honestly. And this is stories that ordinarily, if you didn't have a platform, you would not have been able to get onto, or you would not have been able to put out there. There's a lot more awareness because of this. There's a lot more people now where opportunities are opening up. A lot of opportunities are opening up in this space where there was a cliquish way that things were done before. If you didn't know somebody, if you didn't have the right connections, if you didn't have the money, you would not have been able to get your information, your story, your plot. You wouldn't have been able to put anything out. But now you have a camera, just point and shoot. A younger friend of mine in Lagos the other day said, "Hey, bro, there was a thing where they were doing." So he got a group of people together and said, "Let's shoot a movie and tell different stories from your perspective using our phones, and we'll put all of it together, and we'll have one full movie." And they just gave themselves one plot. And when this product was finished, you could see from different perspectives, one story being told by 10 different people. And that speaks to the creativity of each person,